Hello, beautiful people. Today we're going to do a little practice. We're going to go underneath the vibration of sabotage today. How many times have you been going about your life and all of a sudden you're like, yeah, I'm in a pretty good mood, or oh yeah, things are on a trajectory to, you know, go my way. And there seemed to be like a sabotage. A similar thing happened to me recently. I was driving down the street and I was just like thinking about how grateful and appreciative I am. And I'm a singer, and I just started singing, "Oh, glorious day," and singing this song about how wonderful my life is. So I think I was in a pretty high vibe, right? And then all of a sudden I got these shooting, stabbing pains to the point where my husband had to come get me, and I was in bed the rest of the day. And so it's like, what was that? Now, I heard some comments recently say that, like, when your vibration's high and when you've done work and released a lot of like karmic stuff, and when you released a lot of stuff, now it's safe for kind of maybe the deepest stuff to rise and take a look at. So today's practice is all about taking a look at the vibration that's underneath, that's really smoldering underneath that we don't even know is there. I call it the sabotage vibration. Um, so it's going to be a really simple practice. And if you know anything about my channel, you know that I love using my voice. I love using light language. Our voice is so powerful because it is vibration. So we get to meet the vibration of ourselves and the things that are vibrating within our field and our bodies and our minds and our emotions and our feelings with our voice. So it's a really cool practice. So we're going to practice here today. You can call it a meditation, you can call it a practice, but it's a great way to kind of get into the shadow side, the shadow work. But I really like it because we don't have to get super into the story. What I have found with practice, and I've done a lot of personal growth practice, a lot of energy practice and yoga practice, and just a lot of practice. At 49, I've been doing stuff like that since I've been 20. So this practice is a little different in that we're not going to go too much into the story as much as just really dive into the vibration of it. And so it's really fun. So sit back, find a comfortable place to be, and get a notebook for sure, because some things might start to percolate. And just follow my lead with this, okay? I think maybe what we'll do is I'll guide us into a gentle, like, guided meditation. And we're going to work with just questions and sound. Questions and sound. Okay? So if you would really like to really get to the bottom of this sabotage frequency that you notice just kind of bumps up against you, and you can't figure out why things have a blip or a glitch, or you're like, really, again? Everything was going great. What's going on? So I have a lot of videos that explain, what that could be. But this is kind of like you're just going along, and you seem to be in a really good mood, and all of a sudden, there's lots of reasons with the law of attraction we could go into, but today's practice is just meeting that frequency and taking it from there. So if you want to dive into the shadow work, have a seat. So you're sitting comfortably. You can close your eyes or keep them open. We are going to use our voice. So make sure you're in a place where you feel safe to use your voice, that no one can hear you, or that you really trust the person that's in the room with you. Because I know voice work can be very vulnerable, and there's a reason for that, because it reveals so much about everything about us. So, all right. So here we go. Take a deep breath. And just land where you are. Be here now. And imagine you're walking through a beautiful forest. You feel elated. You feel ecstatic. You feel at peace. You can see the sun coming in through the leaves, a shimmery light. The air is a perfect temperature that you enjoy. And you can smell the beautiful smell of the leaves and the rich soil. And as you walk through the forest, you see a meadow. You see a meadow that is just gleaming in the sunlight. And right in the middle of the meadow is a beautiful rock, a beautiful perch. You walk to that rock and you sit on that rock, feeling the sun on your skin, the perfect breeze. Things feel very content. And then all of a sudden, you notice something other than contentment. You notice that familiar density that comes in and sometimes sabotages your day. I want you to just notice it as a ball of density, a ball of density. See the contrast of your peace and ecstasy, and then see the frequency of the density. So in a moment, trying to connect with this density, I want you to just let out the tone ah. Look at the density, be the density in this moment, and just ah. Let out that ah sound. Notice after the ah, the ripples of the frequency. Did any awareness come to you? Did it have words or a message? Did you notice anything in that frequency of that density? If so, write it down. Now I want you to go to that density and I want you to ask it a question. I want you to ask, what's under this density? What's under this frequency? So you can hold it up and look underneath, or crack it open and look inside, whatever you envision. But what's underneath the frequency of sabotage? Go there now. What's underneath it, or what's inside it? And with your voice, using a sound that you would like or just ah, be the sound of what's underneath the sabotage frequency. Ah. You can sound that out a few times. Magically, what awareness comes to you? There's words, write it down. And take a nice deep breath. And ask yourself again, what's under that piece? What's under that frequency? So we're going underneath that second frequency or within that other frequency. What's underneath it? What's inside it? If there's any images that come to you, just allow them, just see them. And again, use your voice to meet and match and be that denser frequency. And you can tone and sound out several times until it feels complete. Now from there, you may gain another awareness and you can ask, what is this? What is this? Write it down. Write anything that comes to you down. It may be a memory, it may be a story, it may just be words or symbols, it might just be a color. And just use that. Just use that as information. Now take a deep breath. Does it feel complete? Have you gotten to the last layer? Have you gotten to the full awareness of what that sabotage energy is? Or is there more to go underneath? So go underneath one more time if you feel like that will be beneficial. And let out the frequency there with your voice in an ah. You can keep going with this. Keep going. What's under that? What's under that? What's under that? And there will be awareness at each space. And your voice will let you know. Now, finish up this practice by taking a deep breath. If you feel complete, seal this practice in light and love. See yourself getting down off the rock and walk back through the forest, back to this moment in time. Wiggle your fingers and your feet. Open your eyes. And just have gratitude for whatever came through. If this doesn't feel complete at this moment, you can stop the video and keep going. Keep going under and under and under each layer of frequency. Keep sounding out the frequency. Keep writing down the messages. Keep being with this process. This practice may seem pretty simplistic, but it has been profound in my life to really get underneath some of that sabotage frequency. And really, it's not a sabotage. It's just kind of like this energy that's ready to be looked at. And it's all good. It's all okay. And for me, it was recently an old pattern, something I really need to look at, and I really needed to update a relationship in my life from my childhood. And it was very healthy to update it and have boundaries around it and write some appreciation pages around this relationship and then set up how I want the relationship to look and feel and be now in this present moment as a 49-year-old woman. It was very, very useful work. It was very interesting work, and it was like my body wanted to kind of take me down a little bit to spend some time with this. It was like, if you're not going to look at this, we'll give you time to look at it. That's what happened. But it was a beautiful process. I gained a lot from it, and I used my voice to help me uncover some of it and have compassion for myself. So I hope this practice was helpful. I hope it made sense. Let me know in the comments, did this practice help you out, and is this something that was useful to you? Okay, beautiful being. I hope you make friends with that shadow. I hope you glean some awareness and help your vibration lift. Have a beautiful evening. Namaste.